good friends, my lumpies, germs, people, non-binaries, whoever the hell is randomly found this video on the internet. I don't really know who's finding this. I don't know my audience. What, are you kidding? Welcome to Thanksgiving week marathon upload type of thing. I am currently in the process of making a video, one per day, for each of the days from today, which is going to be Saturday, to next Saturday, probably. Maybe next Sunday. I don't know. I'll see how far I get. But what better way to start that off with than with a long anticipated series by one person and one person exactly. Hi, C-Maj. Victoria 2. We are finally doing it. We are upgrading from the World Conqueror / European War series. Not really. They will still be coming back at some point. I just need to mentally prepare myself for the absolute pain and terror that will cause me. Welcome to the advanced version of that, though, Victoria 2. It is a game set during the imperialism era, like pre-Civil War and everything, leading up through the era of World War I. We will be doing the Grand Campaign, of course, as France, because of course we were going to play France. Who else were we going to play as? We are going to play from the France... From the 1st of January 1836, and we will go as far as we humanly possibly can and hopes to see what we can accomplish as our good old boys, the French. This is going to be an exciting series, so make sure you stick around. I need to throw in some shilling stuff sometimes. And let's get on to this. One, two, one, two, three. Alright, and here we are on the map. There's the political map mode. It looks so much better. And we have a couple of things I need to do. First off, I am a monarchy, so I can change my thing. So we're going to change it to legitimacy. And I think that will... Nope, not yet. Maybe it's the Republican? I'll check in a second. One thing we are going to do is we are going to bump up tariffs. I know that's terrible in real life, but in this game, it surprisingly isn't. So we're going to just max out the tariffs because that just kind of works in this game. And then we are immediately going to declare war on Tunis. You may be confused on why I'm immediately declaring war on Tunis. Well, I like to keep my borders expansive, especially in Africa, because that's your main way of like expansion in the early game. So getting Tunis secured also possibly secures my ability to conquer Algeria in the near future. But our first war will be against the small beleaguered nation of Tunis. We will begin justifying the war as establishing a protectorate. And we are also going to begin training as many troops as humanly possible. We are going to be going into a lot of wars. So I think it might be best if we start off with muzzle-loaded rifles and start working on our physical military. We are not going to be focusing on the Navy too much because I have learned that that generally does not help me too much unless I'm fighting a war against the UK or some other far-flung nation. For the time being, we have everything we have access to right here. We have a colony in... We have a couple of colonies in Africa. We have like a couple of colonies over here that will never come up until later in the game. So we're just going to focus over here on Tunis and declaring our war on Tunis because I apparently just have personal beef against Tunis. We are going to speed this up a bit so we can start declaring our war on Tunis. We are also the other thing. Oh wait, there is one other thing I want to do before I start focusing on military. Oh, we do have experimental railroads. Bet. Okay, I wanted to make sure we had experimental railroads real quick because those are very important. We can start expanding our forts and railroads along our thin little area. We are running a bit low on cash, so we should probably hold for a second. We are going to decline an Argentinian offer in favor of trying to ally Austria, because Austrian alliance is way better. We will also agree to an alliance with the Papal States, but Austria is going to be our big buddy. They are going to be our big buddy pal. The Germans will eventually try to invade us for taking the Rhineland in order to actually make Germany, assuming they can even make it that far in the first place. So allying the Austrians, especially when we end up going to the war for the Ottomans, will be very important. So, but for now, that's not our major concern. Our major concern is getting the capital necessary. We are going to start increasing income more. Thankfully, people don't get angry at you, and there are no zero repercussions for just maxing out your tariffs and your taxes. It's great. I love it. So we could just tax the fuck out of everybody we possibly can in order to just massively start boosting our economy as we continue to ally ourselves with our bunch of puppet states down in Italy. Thankfully, we are allied with Austria, who is the other major person who has dominion in the Italian area, so they shouldn't be a problem too much. Tripoli is at war with the Ottomans. We are going to start moving troops over to there. We're going to start moving our troops into one big glob that will comprise the expeditionary force that shall be removing the Tripolians from their place in existence. Yay! We gain more prestige. Yes, there are three major things over here. There are military power, the industrial power, and the prestige. The prestige is great. We're the second most prestigious people. And they discovered our thing about casus belli against Tunis, which is actually kind of great because it took so long. So we'll be able to do a war immediately after this for absolutely zero repercussions whatsoever. I'm okay with allying Switzerland. We basically just get this entire block between Prussia and the Ottomans and whatnot. Who are they allied? I wish this was easier to look through. Greece and Belgium. You're allied with Belgium? I guess that makes sense. So they're allied with Belgium. The Netherlands are allied with Luxembourg and Portugal. The Spanish are allied with no one. They are a great power. They will not accept me because I have too many great power allies. Though to be fair, Austria is significantly more useful in that regard. I am willing to help. I am willing to ally Denmark. Just gaining a small little alliance group in the north. We are going to combine this and then split this in half. One half is going to go here, and they're going to wait for the call to begin the assault, which shall be coming. We are going to speed this up a bit more because we're kind of just waiting. We're kind of just dragging our feet. We can ally to Sicily's. Yeah, no, we have a pretty sizable little alliance group. So that's cool. We are almost ready to begin. Okay. We may now begin our annexation of the Tunisian homeland. We are going to declare war. We are not going to call in our allies because that is an easy way to lose all your allies. as I have learned. So we're just not going to call them in, especially since we just don't need them here. We're going to charge into Bizerte. And we're going to charge into the main capital of Tunis. Quickly knock those out. They quickly begin to start surrendering. En masse. They have a bit of a troop there, but I am not worried about them in the slightest. Because we have superior military technology at this point. And a superior fighting force. And we are now allied with Portugal. We have a really nice group of alliances here. Alright, as we put to siege Bizerte and the Tunisians. Just like that. We may now continue our expansion. Hang on, I am going to do something real quick, which is just make some forts. To be fair, it's not a terrible idea to just sit on the capital either, to be fair. But we are going to make Algiers our port for access to our areas. They have some troops down in Gafsa, but I kind of want to take Bizerte and Tunis first. Just to make sure. I can abandon Bizerte. I want to take Tunis. Like, the main capital is kind of someplace I prefer to get. Oh, right, there's one thing I never did. We're going to make Normandy. We're going to encourage soldiers. And we're going to go to Bretagne. And we're going to encourage clergymen. Now, encouraging clergymen might not make a lot of sense. For some reason, clergymen are very smart. They're very, very smart people. So they'll try to bump up our literacy, which is very useful in speeding up our technology. Alright. We're going to make the Armée d'Algérie charge towards Gafsa. In an attempt, we have Sweden offering us an alliance, and we have even more people added to our little like defensive group. This is mostly in case we end up in a great power war and I need all the help I can get. Truthfully, that is their main purpose. I think we need to start. We could declare war on... Funnily enough, after we finish this war, we could start declaring war on Tripoli. It's just that it would be gone before we actually declare war on Tripoli. We would have needed to start Tripoli a while ago if we were going to try to take any part of Tripoli. I could start declaring against you, because if I remember correctly, yeah, you have a lot of metals in, like, this area specifically, and it's just fucking great. This, like, one area of existence, Constantine, Bakra... What is that area called? No, not that area. There we go. It's the Constantine area. Okay. Unfortunately, that is their capital, so I would have to annex them completely in order to take that. Nope. Keep moving down the coast. Keep moving down the coast. We're just going to keep moving down the coast, taking those more territory. We can also start looking into declaring war on Morocco. Because Morocco has an interesting little... You have precious metals and a lot of fucking grain. Holy fuck, Morocco has grain. You're most important for your metals. You're most important for metals. But I'd prefer to fully, like, outfit our, like, Tunisian front areas before we start declaring war on them. You simply so we have more troops to just kind of sweep through. Because once I go to war with them, I'm not leaving that war for any means. So if we go into that with 0 infamy, we can add more stuff onto it. Why are Tripolians in here? The fuck? We're at war with Tripoli too? No, they're just... Oh, they have the ability to move troops through the area. I mean, not anymore. I'm about to take the last of their land. So, you know, they're not going to have that ability for long. It's just an ability they currently have. And we're importing a lot of tea and wool and regular clothes, which, funnily enough, you also have in spades. The area I'm taking over and the area I want to take over have it in spades, so I'm going to definitely take that. We are absolutely taking over Algeria fully. I am fully willing and eager to annex the entirety of Algeria in one fell swoop. Just as God intended. Y'all willing to sue for peace yet? We kind of have you beat. Like, very, very, very convincingly. I'm willing to accept peace terms. Fine. You're gonna make me take you all the way over? Then I'll take you all the way over. I was just gonna try to end this early so I can, like, start saving my people. I don't want them dying of heat. They're dying of heat stroke more than they're dying of, like, the actual war. Alright, you just move back to Oran. You're gonna have to cut through the Gafsa area, the desert-ass area of the land. But it shouldn't be too much of a concern. Yeah, they're pretty much dead. They wouldn't accept the offer, of course. They refuse to accept the offer until they've been completely annexed. And we are definitely keeping this group, just sticking it in Tunis in case, because they're inevitably going to try to rebel. Before we setting our sights on Algeria. Alright. They're going to take it over shortly. 98, 100, there we go. You guys march to Tunis so you can start recuperating the losses of the heats. And Tunis is going to cease to exist. With Tunis ceasing to exist, we can now start expanding our railroad operations and our fort operations. Just like so. This is going to be our naval base for the area. Expand both the railroad and the forts. And we have all of that going now. Oh, we can make this area state now. See, that's what I meant. Like, these small little, like, areas don't come up unless they're, like, trying to become, like, states. Alright. Alright, so I say... Okay, sure. I'll not give these dirty Ottomans access to my territory, but the Tripolians, sure. I don't have anything against the Tripolians. I have more of a problem. We shall begin the conquest of Algeria. Which probably isn't the smartest thing to be doing immediately, but hey, what do I care? Let's get some batteries in Africa too. It'll be dual-sprung attack. One side will take on the groups in Tiananmen, and one group will take in the group that'll be the attackers on Constantine. Knock both of those groups out, and we win the war, pretty much. Those are the two main enemy groups. We have this massive fucking fleet sitting over here that we can kind of just use to gather up these boys, send them off the mainland, because the mainland does not need as much defending, and just start ferrying them over to Bruges. Start ferrying them over. They could be like a center line. They go right down the center into like Media or Sedef, while Bizerte like attacks Constantine. The one other group goes around the edge. It's not a bad idea. We leave the 227 groups up in here, up in the north, or up in the mainland, just to make sure that like peace is kept in case we have to start dealing with rebels. I'd rather not deal with rebels, quite honestly, but they are an unfortunate part of the game, so here I sit having to deal with them. Oh dear, I have no idea what that was. I got like a bunch of static for a second. Looks like everything's fine on the recording booth side, so won't worry about it too much. Okay, so they figured out our casus belli, and we are not going to be able to do anything for a while after we finish this. Oh dear. It's doing it again. Oh my. Oh dear. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. I just had a very weird audio distortion. It was very strange. You probably didn't hear it, I'm gonna be honest. I looked back on the footage and it didn't seem like you could hear it. You know, we're just gonna send that entire new group over there. Oh, right, I paused it while I was trying to fix the issue. As we fully prepare for our main event, the war on Algeria. We are being evil. It's very funny too, since like Algeria is one of my most popular videos. This is Algeria. No, Algiers. I think Algiers is. It's like one of like my most popular videos, and it was just like a really random video. Like I had no idea where it came. Like I had no idea how it became the most popular video on my channel. It just did at one point, and I just never understood it to the modern day. Alright, we have more troops coming to Bruges and Algiers. We have troops properly working in areas. We have expansions going. We're looking pretty good. Pretty good. You join the Bruges group. Actually, I think Algiers is a better staging ground. It's less close to the Constantine battles. And whatever slog is about to happen over here. I'm not really sure what's about to happen over there. That's about to be a close as hell fight. War justification's at 40% so far, so we got some time before any major conflict starts breaking out. That's the fun part about this game. It's like half like just chilling. Just relaxing. So how's your days been? Has it been good? I might get this out of the video. You know what? No. I'm gonna give you the full Victoria 2 experience. You know, just give you everything you could possibly want in this life. It's great. We love it. We love it out here. And it's quite funny. It would be just the funniest thing if I just completely ignored every, like, reasonable logical association that would tell me to just cut this part out where we're just kind of sitting here waiting for everything to gather. No, I'm going to give you a full, honest to God experience of what it is like to play this game. The good and the very, very bad. Although I can't complain too much. It is a war game. Like, you don't expect everything to be, like, action-packed every second. So, and y'all watch Hazbin Hotel? New season just finished airing. That's very relevant for, like, I think it just aired its final episodes on this week. Funnily enough, it was on Wednesday of the week that I'm filming this on. I'm filming this on Friday, for the record. To set the record straight, I am filming this on a Friday, the Wednesday after it. I think of Ottoman Africa. We're almost about to have Ottoman or French Africa. A proper French Africa. Just kind of chilling though, waiting for Cases Belli's. Oh, we finished our technology. Start working on our strategic mobility because next level of railroads isn't available yet. We're gonna have to get a couple of things in order to do, like, the scramble for Africa, but that's gonna be something we can deal with when the time arrives. That isn't an immediate concern of ours. It never really was. Never really was. We have 2 projects of an ammunition factory and a railroad. We're gonna force them back open. We have the capital to subsidize and keep them forced open. Yeah. Yay! The Arc de Tripoli. It complete. Gotta love to see it. We are nearing the time, I think. How many more years is it saying? Oh, it's only saying 82 days, so it'll be done in a month or 2. It's just a month or 2. To be fair, that isn't a long time when it comes to, like, trying to wage a war. Waiting a month is quite good, honestly. Alright. I do have a couple more new series planned out. Honestly, I've made a couple of the new series episodes so far. And this is one of the new series episodes so far. I want to know what you all think about it, honestly. Like, you'll see all of the videos by the end of the week. By the next time y'all see me, you will probably have them for a couple of weeks at that point. Because we know how bad my schedule can't do anything to save its life, so, you know, I wanna know what y'all think about it. It would require you watching more of my videos, but that's kind of what I want you to do, so, you know. What I could... There is the really funny option of just... Although that's Spanish, I'll leave. of Manila. Alright, we're almost there. We're 10% of the way there. We're a month away. By February, we'll be engaging in war with Algeria. Probably the last thing I'm going to do for this episode. Basically, our first episode is just going to be us conquering our African holdings. And then probably starting to look towards maybe starting some wars with the Ottomans. I hesitate, but they're doing quite well, and they aren't allied with anybody who would be considered disastrous. And I really want their like Ottoman Africa territories, so I can gain access to Egypt and the Middle East. I know, very timely, very appropriate, very logical things that I want to do, but it's just what I want to do, and I will not have dissenters. But that would require me to take all of Tripoli and their Libyan holdings. So that's probably something we need to start looking forward to. We have the casus belli for Algeria, so we're going to declare a war of conquest. The war of conquest has begun, and we are going to begin marching into their lands in our little three-pronged attack. Except one of our prongs isn't going to be immediately pronging because they're going to try to attack our city of Bone before I'm even able to get off the ground. Ooh, we're getting our ass kicked. Alright, we won the Battle of Bone. We knew we were going to win the battle over here. And we also won the Battle of Thelman. We took heavy casualties, though, but we won the battle. Their two main military forces are on the run, which is always a good sign. They're trying to head for Maskira. I want to say pull you back to Oran simply because y'all are way too fucking weak right now. Y'all cannot do much against that right now, so we're just gonna have to... Oh, they're going for that. Fuck. I really hope you all are getting troops over here because I need to send you into battle shortly. Or we're gonna wait until they're finished. Right, Constantine's taken. We're starting to move. We're gonna keep moving down into Bastirta and then kind of swing around, taking Biskra, Tugurt, Olorga, and Lagwat. Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of like missayings here. Alright, we're gonna send our first army over to destroy the troops over here. The Garde Royale and the Armée d'Algérie are doing their job. Alright, you're good. Now you need to go back and take over Tlemcen like I originally needed you to. I was originally planning to put you in charge of this entire like trio of land, but I desperately need to stop them from building any more troops. So y'all are gonna go on a long little campaign here of just completely conquering everything. You know, that's what conquest is. We do have more troops now, like slowly filing in. They took Biskra. We're going to be able to move to Togurt. Or Tugurt. I don't know how you... Again, I don't know how to say these names. And we don't have any revolts being planned. It's great. Alright. They're about to take the place of Tlem. How are they doing? They're not willing to surrender yet. That's fine. We'll just keep taking stuff over, though I might need to pull this group out. Once they take Tuggerts and maybe Wargla, and leave it to the other two. We almost have their entire border with us captured. Once Tuggerts, Sedif, and Mascara fall, will be in pretty good shape here. Alright, they're slowly falling. They've completely lost the war by this point. They have no hope but to, like, kill thousands more troops trying to fight their way through a desert. Alright. So you're going to take Tuggerts as of June. You're going to be pushing into Oargla and then Lagwat. Actually, they might be pushing into Lagwat. You might be falling back to, like, Tunis or something. So you can start recovering. Now you'll be fine. Probably. We are losing a lot of troops. We're losing more troops to the actual land itself than anything they are doing. We have Nanma. We have Tunisian nationalists starting to come up. Alright, continue the conquering. We have this pretty wrapped up. We just kind of need to force them into, like, finally submitting. We're moving on their last 3 provinces and then they're done. We'll have completed the entirety of our African holdings for the time being. We have this pretty under control. This will be about a year-long war. We're going to station you at Constantine. You're going to be stationed in Oran. And you're going to be stationed in Tunis. Just to make sure that we can keep an eye on all of you. Alright, you finish your part. You can go back. You can go to Tunis. Tunisian nationalists are growing, so we're gonna kind of need somebody to help take care of them. They rejected our generous offer, so we'll force them into submission. You can pull back to Oran. Once you're done in Lagwat, you can pull over to Constantine. Oh hey, Victoria's. The namesake of the game has been coronated. Sweet. We got this in the bag, though. It's really just waiting for Algeria to put in the peace treaty to end the war, to end bloodshed. They refuse to give in to our generous offer, so we're gonna kind of just need to finish this off. As annoying as it is. Alright, that constitutes the end of the Algerian War. Pretty much. We just kind of have to wait for them to put in the terms for surrender. They accepted our generous offer this time. And we now own French Algeria, which we can immediately begin, like, slapping railroads down wherever we can. And forts the rest of the area. And continue to expand our forts and railroads all throughout the begathered land. We now have fully French Algeria. And that is where we're going to end it off. It is now November 18th, 1838. 2 years have passed. Within those 2 years, we have taken the Tunisian homeland and the Algerian homeland. Next time, Lord knows, it'll probably be us just end up being us like trying to boost our military power. But till next time, people, I will see you then.